Welcome to another episode of
Nerd
Out. I'm Randy, this is Brian, and we bring you the Action Toys Machine Robo Revenge of Kronos Bike Robo, or as most Americans know as CyKill. And first and foremost...
Do you like it?
You were just going to go right into it. Every once in a while, a toy comes your way where you love so much that every time you go into another room, you pick it up and you take it to the other room with you, even if it's just to put on a table next to you.
Yeah,
Is that weird?
No, I mean, you've been transfer baiting this thing all week, man.
I really have. Like,
Yeah.
I absolutely, I got it, and I pulled it. Like, I saw reviews. And
It was love at first sight.
Yes,
for you, right?
it really
You saw
was.
some reviews, and you were pretty fucking intense
Well,
about it.
the thing is when I first saw the first videos that like Action Toys presented, I was like, it looks good, but it ultimately doesn't look like the end of all. You know, when it comes to, because they, Action Toys did that, like does that 4.5-inch figure series, and I like them. They're cool, but they weren't the series that I've been dying for, because anyone out there knows Machine Robo is my Transformers. Like, as a kid, the first thing I was introduced to was GoBots, as we all were.
Everybody, yeah.
GoBots came out before Transformers, end of story. And we didn't have any fiction to go along with them, so it's like the first experience that we had with
Your
the Transformers.
imagination,
Was
you made it up.
Right. So when I went to Jimmy Nye's house, and he pulls out a box and pulls out these robots, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it was mind-blowing experience.
I was duped because I was in school, and I saw
Oh,
some kid
really?
with a matchbox.
He's like,
His name was Ryan Jonah. Ryan Jonah. Yeah.
You were like, he's like, look what I got,
No,
dude.
I was new. I had freshly. I grew up. I didn't grow up. No,
Yeah.
I lived in Traverse City. I moved down here in first grade.
Okay.
It was like one of my earliest memories. Living here. I'm in first grade. Don't know anybody. I'm sitting, like, whatever, in the corner, wherever it was, and from a distance, I see him playing with a Matchbox car.
Right.
Like, whatever.
Or so you think.
Yeah. And I see it turn into a robot.
And
it was the only thing I could think
Yes.
about until now.
Right.
Like, pretty much, as far as toys go, I haven't stopped thinking about it. Like, it fuck Star Wars, fuck it all.
Absolutely.
Like, didn't care.
And that leads into, like, and then, so, like, that when you first died on that, like, it was like, Mom,
It was a
you are
robot in
taking,
disguise.
yes, absolutely.
For me, you know?
You're like, Mom, take us to the store.
Yeah.
We need to get this. So I remember, like, that following weekend, it could have been, like, it felt like an
It
eternity.
took me months to get one.
Really?
I'm remembering it now, but yes, it took months. My aunt would go stop at Toys R Us after work and try and find me one. And nothing.
No, right. Well, I remember, so my mom took, like, the thing was is she would take the kids to the mall, and, like, in order for her to tolerate the experience, she would say, if you're good, we'll buy you something. And so my brother, Mike, and I were like, GoBot. So best behavior, she took us to KB or Circus World, whichever one it was, and we got to pick out a GoBot. He went with Tank, and I went with CyKill. And I didn't know he was good or bad, and I didn't care. He was very patriotic. Like, he's got
red, white, and blue.
Yeah, that's a very, like, the heroic colors. And I was like, this is the guy. And it was life-changing in its own weird way. So, I'm not going to tell you that GoBots are better than Transformers. I'm just telling you that my personal experience...
It hit you at the right time when you were impressionable. Right. Like, if it's the first thing you saw that does this, it's going to be your favorite. I'll bet people that say Transformers are so much better, that's probably what they saw first,
Right. And even if it is, we know and understand that Transformers, the greater impact they have. But like you said, like, for me, my experience of GoBot is more memorable. But with that said, I do have
Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers.
That was the thing I ever saw that turned.
That one was awesome too, because his legs had to rotate in order to transform him, and he was a little bit of a more complex GoBot.
And I just remember he didn't have any giveaways in Jeep mode. Like, he really did.
No, he didn't.
Like and like I said, I'm going on memory. I haven't even really messed with one.
Yeah.
In years, but I just remember that. That was it. That was like, holy shit, I need to surround myself with as many of these as I can, and not worry about anything else.
So Action Toys came out with the 5-inch chairs, and they're fun. They were cool. I liked them, but they weren't like the masterpiece versions of these characters that I wanted. And Action Toys came out with this, and they came out in Hong Kong, and they were sending these to like reviewers, successful reviewers, and we weren't on that list. So just to be transparent, this was not sent to me. I actually went out
paid money for it.
I not only paid money, but I paid the extra shipping. So thanks Action Toys for not sending it to us and not considering us worthy of it. But I don't care. Anyways, here it is, and when I pulled it out of the box, it has a size to it that it's like, oh shit, like I wasn't, even though I saw video reviews and pictures, I wasn't expecting it to look and feel this way. And I immediately fell in love. I don't know what to say. I mean, I fell in love as much as you can fall in love with an inanimate object.
I love you, CyKill.
This was it. It has that perfect 8-inch scale, which is like showcase perfect if you have like a nice...
It is a perfect size. A little bit bigger than MP Transformer car. The weight is nice. It's solid. Make them fly. Like that's always my test.
That's it.
Like, well, but look at that.
Yeah.
Not all wingly jingly and shit. I mean, he holds poses.
He holds poses, and I want to say he's got like magnetic. Okay, he's got magnetic wheels, which I will say works really well. Like.
It needs
magnets.
it because they fall off on the little guy, or on their standard one, and it pisses you off, you know?
This doesn't have that same thing. His head.
I like the paint.
The paint's
sort of beautiful.
Great,
like,
beautiful. And I will say, like, I've transformed this a million times, and really no paint issues. Like, it's a thick, level, Solar Chogokin level paint. Now, I know I'm look,
it's really nice, but stop. Everybody's trying to compare it. No, it's not. It's not. It's awesome, but I don't know if I'm gonna...
You're not willing to go there? Okay, I will say this.
But it's damn nice. Right. It's awesome, but...
Oh, of course. Look, Solar Chogokin is the standard. So it's like, I'm not trying to compare this to... But what I will say is... My hopes and dreams was that Bandai would do this line, because I know Bandai would do it right.
Yeah.
And what I will say is that this is as good as my imagination would expect.
I give you that. I think they made this toy as good as anybody would make.
Would picture, right?
Yes.
Right.
Like, I couldn't imagine it being better.
Right. That's not saying it couldn't be. There are a couple noteworthy things. I'm gonna keep going on some of the complimentary things though. First of all, he does have these cool lightning bolts that attach in his arms. I do wish that. Yeah.
Show it.
I do wish. He's got the Okay, so he comes with sets of arms. He comes with these closed fists, which are gonna work really well in vehicle mode. I mean, these other ones will work, but I gotta be honest with you. Go with these. They hold in better. So they're easily removed. And this is pretty rad. I mean, I'm not a blast effect like sucker, but if you like toy photography, I mean, that's pretty badass. And they hold.
That is pretty sweet.
That is like you can get into the play. And the articulation is so full range that like any pose is possible, except
neck.
Yeah, he has a little bit of movement, so you can sort of like give a little bit of personality, but it's not as much range as that could be done, especially if you're like a GoBots cartoon fan and you want the like car mode to like... Who's a GoBots cartoon fan? Like, really, like, can we all accept the fact that the GoBots cartoon sort of is what created the bad reputation of GoBots? I mean, it was a bad cartoon, right?
I remember it unwatchable.
It was
honestly, and I mean, even like when you look at the animation cells from it, it's not good.
No.
Like, it's not good.
It isn't good.
You know?
And since we're going there, they do give... I know a lot of people did grow up with that, and that's their memory. These head faceplate... I think this is the best faceplate, without a doubt, because it looks like a robot. Like, I like 80s...
It was like a toy, yeah. That's how the toy came.
You push the head... The nice transparent, which was one issue I had with the other Action Toy one, is they didn't do transparent. Nice transparent, and the head pops off. And guess what?
Face.
You can use face.
Yeah,
he's got 3 different faces. Let's give him the angry ass face, because I don't know, man. CyKill seems like a grin kind of guy. Dude, he's got stubble. He's got Homer Simpson stubble.
Ah, dude, that's pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet. It's not my thing, and that is not how I'm going to display it. But I'm not in love with the GoBots. I'm in love with the Machine Robo. Like that, like the lore of
Just with
GoBots.
the toy aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cartoon was no good.
No, it was no
Yeah.
good. It was no good. And I tried watching it the other day, and it's as not good as I remember it to be. But what was I talking about? Okay, articulation, full. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. The legs go all the way up. Like, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah. Will you buy the black version if they come out with it?
I'm gonna say this, and I stand by this. I'm gonna buy any version. I cannot express how much I want them to come out with more of these. Can you imagine like a showcase full of those?
Yeah, no. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I
Right.
could imagine if they come out with them. Yeah, I mean, I gotta be. I'm when I can find this like somewhere
Yes.
locally. I mean, whatever,
Yeah.
like Big Bad Twist or whatever.
Right.
I'm all up on it. Yeah, I'll get this. I mean, like, it does have a nice heft to it. It feels premium. This does not feel like something they just slapped together or like. It feels very premium, very heavy, but still a toy.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like something you won't fuck with.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's not like oh,
Right.
you know, you're scared to touch it. It's heavy. It's got ratchets and stuff like that, and it's like.
And it's not other than the CyKill heads. It's not stylized. It's a representation of GoBots in the way that I want. I keep saying GoBots over Machine Robo because it's easier. It's the representation of GoBots that I hoped and wanted. Like, it's not stylized. Like, all right, when this came out, I liked this. I don't remember who made it. DX9. Yeah,
I think so.
it was a very complex transformation. But it was all I had. Like, and I liked it for the time. And as you can see, it's so incredibly stylized.
But wasn't this someone else first? Salamore?
Salamore was the name of it, yeah.
But I think this was just like a repaint of...
Oh, really?
Was it?
You
Who
could
was
be,
it?
I thought that this was the first version. But you could be right.
I thought, because... They did
a Crasher, but that was a Mirage.
And that was Mirage. So.
I thought that this was the original intention of this mold, but I could be wrong. I like this with all its flaws, but like when you kind of put them together, it does like, I know it's a different beast, but that makes it look like that's a chug version of that. Like a high-end chug version.
It's sort of like, this just looks like it's struggling.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but it looks like it's struggling to exist.
Yes.
Like,
it was hard to transform. I remember finally getting it and having fun with it, but I remember I was like, oh, now I own it. But like, it took a while to get to that point. But I appreciate it for what it is. It's just that it's more of a chug style, whereas like these man, I gotta put the other head back on because
that you do it, happy. Man. Wow, that thing is so much cooler after you handle this.
Yeah.
Like not like. I mean, all our toys do this,
right?
But like, it's like that.
It's got some issues. Okay, well then, how about handling? We'll get that one down. And here's the original Action Toys, which is totally different. This is more of a chug version.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I love that
I do too.
toy.
But it is this was stylized, and they have fun with it, and I appreciate it.
Aesthetically, there's things on that I like on the little
like
one.
What?
I like more.
What
like
is
the
it?
side of the legs, the chrome goes up higher.
Oh, you like that? Okay. By the way, I do want to mention this
and the color.
This paint. You prefer the lighter blue?
Yeah, like the teal. Is that teal or?
No, I think it's more like a baby blue. You just wanted to hear me say baby blue.
Yeah. I like that blue. Yeah,
I like the darker blue because the darker blue looks like that OG Chogokin like colors. Same thing with this orange. Like this has got a yellow. This is that like.
That color blue scares me.
Why? Yeah.
Because in
Stress
past
marks?
it means it just breaks. It's like disintegrates.
I agree with you. Like it is scary, but I do want to know how beautiful this paint is. It's like a gunmetal silver paint.
It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
Because it doesn't even look like metal until you get up on it and you're like, wow, that's metallic.
Know. There is a lot of metal on this bad boy. I like this little guy for what he was. But he was disposable to me. Like, he was like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to buy it because it is a transforming robot and it is fun. But it isn't what I was looking for in order to scratch that itch.
And I mean, but see, like the whole thing is this copy's GoBots in essence. Not
Yeah.
to be a dick.
No, I get
but
what you're
like
saying.
disposable. Just get it, fuck around with it, chuck it.
Totally
and I
agree.
hate to say that, man. I don't mean it like in a bad way. But,
No, I agree with what
but
you're
this
saying.
is like paying respect to that toy line and
Yes.
doing it as, yeah, we're gonna give you some GoBots. We're gonna make them as good as we can. Here you go, Randy. You know.
Yep. That's
Like,
pretty much what it should be. Is
Yeah.
here you go, Randy. That should have been what it should
Yeah.
say in the box. Which, by the way, the box is pretty rad. Like, it's pretty nice. Like, it's pretty classy, good art. That's what this is. This is what I truly, genuinely wanted. I guess we should talk about the transformation and stuff. We didn't even get there. Again, I really like the magnet stuff. It's cool because they have like the button that you push to remove the faces. They give you this little blank one, and you say that that's a cheat, but
the what?
the little
No,
blank.
it's not a cheat. I just wouldn't use it because I'm used to the toy having the face
Yeah,
hanging out of the bottom.
yeah, which is fair.
And I would even keep the normal hand. Will it hold his tire with the normal hands? Or
It
does
will,
it fall out?
but it's one of those situations where you're like, fuck it, give me the other hand. So you know what I mean? And I'm just being straight up. Like, these are sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. Like the way the arms are held in.
Do it.
Oh, I'm
Show us.
scared. I am going to. I'm just scared that like this could be the moment that I break it.
How bad would that
Dude,
suck?
it would suck. I'd be
You
hard.
better order a fucking backup.
I am getting a
like,
backup.
quickly.
When
When will it hit? Because now you have me wanting one.
I think Chosen
Like-
Prime is going to be getting them in at the end of the month. Go to Chosen Prime. I think that I respect them, and they've always been good to me. Hold on, this is going to be scary. I don't want to break it. Okay, so they've got these pegs in here. They're kind of scary. Like that's a scary thing. Again, I've transformed this thing. I've taken this. Like, you remember when you were a kid and you would take a toy everywhere you went? You know, you had like when you got Snake Eyes version 2, you left the house and you put them in your pocket and you took them everywhere you went. No, you don't remember that when you were a kid?
Nah, you
didn't have a
left mine at home.
You didn't
But-
take a toy. Like I
That's
remember.
where I was going. I usually wasn't allowed to.
Okay, but really?
Yeah, pretty much. Like unless we were taking a long trip,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much not leave your shit at home.
I remember, like, do you remember the GoBot Vanguard? He was a little bit later series.
Is he the limo?
No,
What
no,
was he?
that's Limo. That's Tux. He was like a silver van, and like the back of the van would spread open.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Anyways, he was a like second series GoBot, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason, he just like appealed to me, and I would take him everywhere I would go. And I remember I left him in a friend of mine's car, and like that was it was a serious issue. Like I was like getting like how I get like times 10.
Yeah.
And I finally got my Vanguard back, but it was like I remember it was like a torturous. There's probably only a day or two, but it felt like torture.
My family, they were dicks. Like they weren't really.
Yeah,
dicks.
yeah,
But
yeah.
if my aunt or if anybody took me to the toy store, I couldn't open it till I got home.
I couldn't either.
Yeah, they're like, hell no, don't open that in the car. Yeah, wait till you get home. I remember, like, I think my family intentionally would fuck with me because we'd go to the toy store first.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh.
And then I'd have to sit through all this shit. And, like, I mean, it was sort of a fun wait, but I remember, like, just, it felt like it was the whole day.
Absolutely.
In reality, it might have been a half hour.
Right,
Like, it was a
right,
stop
right.
to the drugstore and a stop somewhere else, and maybe... It was,
Well, I mean, that really is a power of like an evil power that parents have over their
yeah,
children.
making them wait.
Yeah, making them wait.
a kid wait is like
And
torture,
really, like,
especially you
yeah.
looking at it in the box. You're like, I got it. And nope, they won't let you.
I can totally understand, like, as a parent, like when it comes to like some of the new toys where it's like there's a million parts, but a GoBot is the perfect example. Like, it was literally like, open up, there you go, you got your GoBot, and like, why do you make your kids wait to open that GoBot? Like,
Discipline.
Discipline.
Teach some
Or-
self-discipline.
Or knowing the fact that they're not going to clean up after themselves,
Yeah.
and you're going to have a GoBot package in the bottom of your car for 6 weeks.
Or it's like it'll keep you busy for maybe a half hour, so save that shit
That's
till we
true.
get home
That's a good
because they
point.
know you can't get into trouble in the car anyway.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it also, like, forces your children to behave for a short period of time, because if they don't, they get no GoBot. All right, so again, these are also magnetic in the back. Just such a solid feel, man. And it follows the trends of GoBots in the sense that they do what they're supposed to do without overdoing what you're supposed to do. Like, you could never, Transformers were not really grab and go toys. Like, they're different.
Hell no. They had a ton of parts. They were fragile. They were hard to get out of the box.
Absolutely.
I mean, you had to be really careful or you would break it.
Yeah.
And they looked really nice in the packaging, too.
Yeah, for sure. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, weird-looking motorcycle. Like, what was the design of, like, it was just like a future motorcycle. It's weird.
Actually, I don't think that's a future motorcycle. I think that's sort of an old-school motorcycle.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll
send you a picture.
Yeah, please do. I put CyKill, like, as far as, like, I've always had a fascination with, like, sci-fi, like, motorcycles. I'm going to say the Akira bike might be 1, Cyclone number 2, Tron Cycle number 3, CyKill number 4. Am I missing one as far as
bikes?
Yeah. What other cool...
Where did you put a Cyclone in?
Number 2, maybe number 1.
What's your first one?
The Akira bike. I mean, the thing is the Akira bike was very, like, compact and easy.
I would take a Lawmaster.
That's a good one.
Take a Lawmaster. I would take maybe a speeder bike.
Do you consider that in the same realm?
Sort of.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. Lawmaster is definitely a good addition. So it's a good motorcycle, and here's the beauty of it. It fits like 6-inch scale figures, man.
Yeah, I mean that is like.
So it's a toy in a toy.
Yeah.
Well,
that doesn't fit.
That doesn't fit.
You could fit a 112.
I bet you if I grab a Marvel Legend, can I grab a Marvel Legend?
I say do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's one thing I do want to say: like, these things cannot pop into the exhaust. If they did,
that's a missed opportunity.
That is a missed opportunity. Like, if they would have done that, I think that would have just added so much value to it. Hold on. Bam, bam. I wish I had my Ghost Rider still.
Yeah.
All right. Nova.
That's about right.
That's about right, man.
What's up with his arms bending, though?
Oh, that's me. That's my bad. I think you have to rotate them. If I would have rotated them, here. Just because I don't want to hear you bitch about it being like an issue.
Well, it sort of looked like an issue.
Hold on, just give me a second. Oh, time is money, guys. Time is money. All right, so.
Yeah, too bad Action Toys doesn't think that.
Yeah, I'm kind of. All right.
Dude, they have no reason to send it to us.
No, they absolutely should not.
Yeah.
No, we're like 10th level. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But I wish they would have, and if they want to, still, I need a backup. Look at that. That's spectacular.
That's pretty sweet, man. And yeah, it is always a bonus when something turns into something that's
compatible with what
something else. Yeah.
And let's not kid ourselves. Like 6-inch scale action figures are the trend of.
A Mezco would go so good on
You think so?
Or like even oh man, the Beagle could ride that thing.
Oh, you think the Beagle could do it?
I think the Beagle could ride that.
Really? Man, that would be awesome. Yeah. I don't. What can I say? Like, what else can you say about something that like struck a chord with you so deeply? And look, I'm going to tell you, if you're not into GoBots or Machine Robos, you might not feel the same.
It's still a cool robot either way.
Right.
I mean, if you like GoBots even a little, you have to have that.
If you like transforming robots, would you? Okay, so I guess this retails for I think 120. I don't know. Do you? I think
120 shipped or like this toy costs 120.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It might be 120 shipped.
Let's just worst case scenario. Let's say 120.
120. Let's say 125, just to cut loss. I feel it's worth it for me, but I think if they made these $100 a pop, and they came out with one every season, so for a year, I think that would be perfect. I think I would look. I'm all in anyway, but I think that it would absolutely be a reasonable.
I just need to see another one. It's hard to like. I mean, this thing's beautiful, but I want to see how they do a car.
I agree.
Turbo.
Turbo's the one. I agree.
Leader 1. I mean, like, I just want to... Because CyKill isn't he smaller than the other ones, too? They're not... Like, the standard series is a little smaller,
No. The Action Toys first one.
Yeah.
That's a little bit shorter.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But the original CyKill, by the way, I want this. Do you remember the black and green repaint?
Yeah.
Did you have it?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't. My friend had it, and when I saw it, I thought it was the meanest looking thing ever. Like, I was like, what is going on with CyKill?
I lost my wheel within a week.
Yeah.
Within a week, I really did. It was terrible. But, I mean, the whole thing is, like, if they do more of these, they have to be in scale so they can ride on him.
No, really?
You don't think that'd be sweet?
Oh, I think that they all need to be the same size like GoBots were. Like, I want it to be a showcase. Like, I don't want Leader 1 to be the size of a F14.
F15.
F15. I want them to be the size of CyKill. Like, I want them to be, like, the same concept of how...
Could he ride himself if you had two of them?
Maybe you're right. Maybe it could.
He probably could ride himself.
If only we all could ride ourselves.
Yeah.
You might be right. I want to see a... That's the question. The question is where do they go from here?
Not Leader 1.
Because if you do Leader 1, that's it. People will stop.
Yeah. Turbo. I really think Turbo is just in any scale. Like, that's the one everybody wants,
I think so.
I would consider myself a pretty poser GoBot.
Yeah.
Like, not poser, but like...
You're not like me.
I'm not into them, but I think they're cool, and, like, Turbo is the one
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I think Turbo, because there's like 3 GoBots, okay, as far as, like, the form. There's CyKill, which also would be, like, Coptor, like, similar form.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there's Turbo, which would also be, like, Hans Cuff, and the...
Like, legs extend, arms come out, head flips over.
And then there's Leader 1, which is the jet, where it's, like...
He's basically just Turbo.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Legs come down, arms come out, head flips.
That's true.
Wow,
remember Royalty?
Which one is he?
The Harrier?
Yes.
That was kind of complex.
Yep.
I mean, as far as GoBots go. Man, now I'm trying to think of, like, I think...
What was the truck and he was bigger?
Oh, Night Ranger, where it folds out?
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I had him.
I didn't have him. I liked him. I liked Royalty Crasher. The Crasher would be a good next one, too.
I never had Crasher, but I always really thought, isn't it she?
It's a she in the cartoon.
She was cool.
They made 2 versions that were official, the white and black one. Which one did you prefer?
Black.
Yeah?
That's the only one I remember.
The white one was, if you ever went to, like, fairs and they had, like, knockoff GoBots, which were everywhere.
I think most of my GoBots were knockoff.
Yeah.
Because they came in, they were at Tally Hall.
Yeah.
You remember that, right? Or even Trapper's Alley.
Trapper's Alley.
They would come in like almost a blank window box.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like, and those are the ones I had, like, because my submarine was gray.
Right. Yes, Dive. The gray Dive was probably the most common knockoff GoBot.
Yep.
I remember going to, like, a Purim festival when I was a kid, which, you know, if you're not of Jewish descent, you might not know what it is. But anyways, it was a carnival, and I remember, like, there was a Dive knockoff, and that was one of the prizes that you win when you collect tickets. And my goal for that afternoon was to come home with that Dive.
Did you?
Absolutely.
Man, I wish I could just go back in time.
Yeah.
And just so I could just jot down some of the things I saw that are like when we would go to Florida.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, but we would see stuff that you, like, wouldn't see up here.
Yeah.
Like, there were toy stores. Like, we went to this toy store, and we were in the States. I mean, it was like Marco Island or something. It was like a KB, except they had all the Japanese Macross and oh, come on.
Macross was a big knockoff one, too.
Yeah, but they had all the legit stuff. It was all legit. They had all the Mospeda stuff, and it's like, it was all just out. It was out, like, there you go.
I think Florida being a vacation spot was, like, made it very, like... They would have a lot of, like, gifty stores and, like...
Yeah, and it was a gifty store. It was a gifty toy store, but it was a toy store. It wasn't, Like, it wasn't.
Yes.
We don't sell collectibles.
Right.
This is a toy store.
There was
it was
no
like on a
such
shelf.
thing as collectibles back in the day. Like, what do you think? The collectible market started maybe in like 1988. Maybe. And that's like, there was a, I don't know, I guess comic book shops, that's true. But
when did
toys
comic book shops start?
That's true, because I did go to comic book shops when I was young.
But when did they start?
I'm
curious about that now. Like,
I remember Heroes World.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mom taking me to Heroes World when she went grocery shopping. We'd walk over there, and I would say that I was probably 11. So and it's probably been there for a while, but they were few and far between. But the comic book shop didn't become a comic book shop till pre-1990s, like right around 88, 89, right before the big boom of comic book shops. But I remember going to like the bookstore, and they had a rack.
I remember, also at Tally Hall. There was a bookstore, and then in the back of the bookstore, there was a Pages and Pages was the name of it. And it was like this.
Some lonely fat guy back there running
Pretty much,
the thing.
Yep, and I just remember that's where I got Hulk 180.
You got a 180?
Yeah.
What did you pay for it? Was it
at that time?
Was it a premium at the time?
Well, I mean, I paid $30 in near mint.
Right.
I mean, it might have been less than that.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was because the back of the page there was an ad for Wolverine, which would be the first appearance, right?
Yeah, I had that too.
I know. I always wanted 181.
Yeah, I remember I was pissed because I had a very fine one, and I was pissed because I had to pay a couple $100 for it.
I remember being offered a mint fresh one back when I worked at a comic book shop for about $200, and I considered it because obviously, but that was a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
But they were like mint, and I didn't. I regret that. Also, here it is next to the Super GoBots.
Oh yeah, GoBots, by the way. Yeah. Back to that. Okay.
It's substantially more sizable. The Super GoBot was a great toy. I loved how the wheels were
integrated.
Integrated.
Transformation.
Right. But I do like the aesthetic of the big wheels there. Like, I think it just is like bigger and broader. One more complaint. One complaint I do.
Paint it like a cyclone.
What's that?
Paint it like the ride armor.
Oh yeah, the Alpha model.
Yeah, somebody has to do it do it just to see what it do a reverse compatible.
That would take balls to do that. One thing I would like to make note of complaint is that he's got these side ratchet joints, and I don't know, man, if they're exactly the way they should be. Like, they feel like maybe they shouldn't have done ratchet joints. Like, because you can't, like, I mean...
Get halfway?
Yeah, you can't quite get it halfway.
Like, I only like ratchets when they're super small and tight. I don't know if that's a word I mean, but, like,
yes.
I like ratchets that really, like, there has to be a ton of them.
Yes,
So you're not, like, halfway in between a pose. There's nothing that pisses me off than having a figure that has an awkward stance because of ratchets.
I think that the ratchet joint on the thighs was probably not the best decision, but again, this is the first one of this series. Okay, so
what do you think will be next?
I think Leader 1, but I think it would be a mistake because I think what it'll do is people will buy the 2, but the thing is, I think if someone buys...
They buy Turbo.
Yeah.
If you got Leader... If they did him in Leader 1...
Yeah, but I mean, maybe Coptor, maybe Tank, people would buy Tank.
I think, because he's up there with Turbo,
Yes,
right?
I think so.
As far as popularity, yeah.
I think you've got Crasher, Scooter.
No.
Yeah, Crasher, Scooter, Tank. What about Loco? Maybe Loco?
Maybe, but Scooter will be sweet because interactivity amongst other figures.
Scooter?
Yeah, because you can ride Scooter.
I never had Scooter as a kid, and I never... I thought it was a fine toy until the cartoon came out, and I was like... Yeah. Scooter was like the Bumblebee of the GoBots universe. But like to hold... He was like Jar Jar Scooter. Because he was like Jar Jar Binks. He even had like an annoying voice.
Can you imagine if Jar Jar transformed?
No. Into what?
Sweet, like a jackass.
Why would you want that?
He'd transform into a punching bag.
Like,
it'd be sweet if he transforming Jar Jar Binks punching bag.
You remember those awful, which they're bringing back, Transformers Star Wars things where they turn into like robots?
Yes, but they're really bringing them back.
They're bringing them back in Japan. My biggest issue, they're transforming Star Wars vehicles, which in concept sounds great, like a TIE fighter that turns into a robot. But the limitations of the robot is that the robot has to have the head of the pilot of the vehicle.
Are they still doing that?
Yes.
Why?
It's awful. It's such a bad... Like, just take a TIE fighter...
Make it turn
and make it into a cool... No, you want that? All right, that's fine.
Or
how about
just
a cool-looking robot? Like, without the limitations of having, like, they're doing the Millennium Falcon again.
That turns into Han and Chewie.
Han and Chewbacca. Like, come on, man. Just don't give me a Chewbacca.
But are they repopping the old ones?
No, they're completely re-sculpting.
But those didn't do well the first time.
I don't get it. I don't get it. That crazy Japanese market. All right. We're diverging here. All right. So, here's the bottom line. This is my dream line. You need to support this line because I need to get a collection of these. If you are a Machine Robo GoBot fan, you will not be disappointed. I believe that. I don't see how you could be. If you are a fan of high quality showcase act toys, I don't see how you could be disappointed. If you
like the way it looks, you'll like it. It's a nice toy. No question about it.
There you go. I was trying to take the long way.
Yeah, you were just, you're going way too much on that. If you like the way it looks, it's heavy, it stays in both modes, it's fun, and they couldn't have made it any better than they did.
Really, that's pretty much wraps it up. That's pretty much wraps it up. You just took my moment away from me.
I'm sorry.
I love it.
You're
I really
too
do.
long-winded.
I know I am because I'm so hyper and excited for it. Action Toys, great job. Keep going. I will support you. Send me the next one because I love it. And Turbo should be the next one. Leader 1 would be cool too. And until next time.
Nerd out.
Nerd out.
Oh, now you fucked it up.
I fucked it up.
That's awesome.
Damn it.
CyKill is cooler than Megatron.